Michigan currently has 500,000 more people on the voter rolls than its eligible voting age population. You and Elon have been tweeting at each other today. You say that this is a misleading number.
There are a number of records, actually 1.2 million records, we've identified as inactive.
Jocelyn Benson, shame on you for blatantly lying to the public. You only plan to remove ineligible voters after this election.
Jocelyn Benson out hitting the media airwaves trying to shore up her terrible election system in the state of Michigan. And what she is doing now in this clip, courtesy of our friend Insurrection Barbie, who is an excellent follow on X and does great reporting, is telling us that Jocelyn Benson here was talking with Newmark Civil Life Services and was being asked about this battle between Elon and her. And this battle is about the number of registered voters versus the number of citizens in the state of Michigan. And what she tells us here in this clip is that Elon is spreading disinfo and misinfo, and he's a lunatic and he's lying and all this stuff. But we'll come back to this website, Michigan Department of State Secretary Jocelyn Benson, seen here, and we'll see what her own website says about this and how voter rolls are maintained in Michigan. Because what this says all the way tucked at the very bottom here is that right now, as of March 2024, there are more than 550,000 voters. This is from her website, and it's tucked all the way at the bottom. All right, I'll read through all of this garbage just to be clear about how they're amazing and here are their statistics and blah, blah, blah. And here's all the things people we got it, Jocelyn. What are the numbers? Okay, can you just tell us what the numbers are? Got it. Boom, right here. As of March this year, which is the election year, there are more than 550,000 voter registrations currently slated for cancellation in 2025 or 2027. Okay, so that means they're not canceled right now. They're slated for cancellation right now. And when she says like this clever crap like marked inactive and all of that, they can still vote. This number is higher than prior years because she did a great job. She sent out a notice of cancellation prior to 2022, but the rules say that it takes a couple of years because you have to send them a notice and then they get marked inactive and then they can still vote and then they're ultimately canceled if after 2 cycles they don't vote and then they consider it, oh, you're marked inactive, you notify them inactive, 2 cycles go by, they haven't voted, okay, then you can cancel them. So right now, there are still, according to her own website, right here, it's right here, there are more than 550,000 voter registrations currently slated for cancellation, which means they're active now, but it's marked inactive is what she says. So just to be clear on how this all works, she's super slippery with her language, and she's done this for a long time now. Remember, this is the same woman who was doing the presumption of validity on the signature requirements. We check everything. Every signature comes in, there's a presumption, and oh, well, that's kind of weird. And then they had to sue her over it. So she's sneaky, sneaky. Now, before we keep going, let's talk about our testosterone. Many guys think their testosterone is being drained by aging, bad genetics, maybe even a lack of exercise. But what if that's not the case? What if it's something that we're eating? And what if it's something that we've been told has been healthy our entire lives? Well, there's this one food that has been scientifically shown to devastate testosterone levels, and most men have no idea what it is. It's not junk food, it's not sugar, it's something way more unexpected. And just eating it a few times a week can crush your testosterone, drain your energy, and sap your motivation. But here's the good news. Just cutting this out can completely transform the way you feel. And our friends at V-Shred have seen firsthand with their clients how it works, how guys who've stopped eating this thing have started to build muscle, burn more fat, feel more energized, and it's great how quickly things can change. And so check out V-Shred, the cutting edge fitness team behind this strategy. They reveal exactly what this testosterone killing food is and why removing it from your diet can be the key to unlocking your body's true potential. So check this video out. You can watch it for free over at sculptnation.com/Robert. Click the link in the description below to watch this video because V-Shred's experts break it all down and tell you what you should not be eating. And so don't miss this one. But watch, she is admitting here, in my opinion, exactly what Elon is saying. And watch how squirrely she is, even when pointed to it right in her face by this interviewer who doesn't pin her down on it, but we will. Watch.
This is about the real consequences of people who are on the front lines of the election. The Republican National Committee and Elon Musk have seized on this idea that Michigan currently has 500,000 more people on the voter rolls than its eligible voting age population. You and Elon have been tweeting at each other today. You say that this is a misleading number.
Okay, so we got 2 numbers that we're paying attention to. The total number of registered voters right now and the total number of citizens or eligible voters, right? People in Michigan.
And so can you please clear up what the controversy is about? And then I want to talk about the real consequences of that controversy.
Yeah, so in Michigan, like in every state, we have voter registration database, and it includes active registered voters, of which there are about 7.2 million in our state. The eligible population population is 7.9 million. So easily to say less people registered than total. But in addition to that, there are a number of records, actually 1.2 million records, we've identified as inactive. But it's really easy to add those two numbers together, the 7.2 million active registered voters and the 1.2 million who are inactive records
and
are, about to be eliminated.
Whoa! Did you hear what she said? About to be eliminated. Who about. It's even in the closed captioning right there.
From the entire database.
About to.
Add those together and say, you've got 8.4 million people on your rolls.
Okay.
You said, let's be clear, Elon Musk.
Okay, well, you said about to be removed. So they've not been removed. So there's 1.2 million people on your list who are about to be removed, who are on the list. So it is 8.4 relative to the 7.9. So they're right. Elon's right by her own admission.
Musk is spreading dangerous disinformation. You cleared it up. He replied, Jocelyn Benson, shame on you for blatantly lying to the public. You only plan to remove ineligible voters after this election. That necessarily means that there are far more people registered to vote than there are eligible voters.
Exactly. And we just looked at her website, and by her own admission, there are 550,000 people that are not going to be removed this cycle, that are going to be removed the next two cycles based on state law, right?
Yeah, again, the two buckets of people added together is what he's conflating. And what I'd love for him to say instead is the facts, which is you've got active registered voters, 7.2 million, and then you've got the inactive records that are slated for cancellation.
Oh, she admitted it again. Slated for cancellation. They're on the rolls. She's admitting it right here. Gosh, what's he conflating? He's not conflating anything. You're just lying.
And what I'd love for him to say instead is the facts, which is you've got active registered voters, 7.2 million, and then you've got the inactive records that are slated for cancellation. And so the fact that he
So they can vote. She is confirming everything that he just said.
won't clear that up and instead chooses to reiterate the misleading information is really dangerous because,
Let's talk about who it's dangerous for.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for everybody who believes it, but it's actually dangerous for you.
Yeah.
Because right now,
she'll get attacked.
as you told me, you have now state troopers surrounding your house and your small child and your family because of the threats that Elon's platform creates for your security.
It's really, frankly, my first reaction after this unfolded today was to call my security team to ramp up our security because the last time this happened where I got into a tussle because Elon Musk was trying to mislead voters in our state a few months ago.
No, he's not misleading anybody, Jocelyn. You're lying about it. He's got his numbers right. You just admitted twice in this interview.
Register to vote on my website, his website, and you'll be registered to vote in Michigan. And that actually wasn't true. When we called that out, within a few days, I was swatted twice. And so there are real life consequences for those of us who try to stand up in the name of the truth and the law.
You're not. You're
to
lying
face down
and you're manipulating
individuals who would choose to use their powerful platforms to divide rather than
You're a Secretary of State.
And
you control
that's
the
real,
whole
I think,
election.
for all of us. I think we all have stories as to how we.
All right, so cry harder. All right, so Stephen Richards crying up there too, and it's just a big sob story. All these people, they're just lying. You can see it in her own language. About to be removed, slated for removal. It is confirming that Elon is 100% right. So these people are just the worst, right? Here her numbers are. There are more than 550,000 right now who are still on this list, and she said even in that other list, right, there's another 800,000 that they have canceled. And so I don't even know how her numbers match this release, but we'll take her word for it and what she just said there in the public, that they're slated for cancellation, about to be removed, and so on and so forth.